Welcome, dear one. You have taken a moment today to be still, and in that decision, you have already done something remarkable. Today, I want to share a story with you. But it's more than a story, it is a mirror. And in this mirror, you may see your mind. Let us walk together. Not as teacher and student, but as two travelers on this path of life. Let us speak not with urgency, but with care. With breath. With mindfulness. Come closer, and let us begin. Once, in the ancient forests of India, a young monk approached the Buddha and asked, "Master, why is it so hard to control the mind? Why does it run like a wild animal?" The Buddha smiled gently and replied, "The mind is like a wild elephant that has wandered the forest for many years without restraint. It tramples over the peace of the village, destroys crops of calm, and frightens the people of thought. But even the wildest elephant, with patience and practice, can be trained." So, how do we train this elephant? Not with force. Not with anger. But with attention. With stillness. With loving presence. Let me ask you, when was the last time you observed your thoughts without trying to change them? You see, we often confuse our thoughts with truth. But thoughts are not facts, they are weather. They come, they go. Do not build your house under every cloud that passes. We begin using our mind wisely when we stop believing everything it says. Just as you wouldn't trust a wild elephant to guide your path, don't let untrained thoughts steer your actions. Let me share another story. A great scholar once visited a Zen master, eager to learn. He boasted of his achievements, his knowledge, his theories. The master served him tea, slowly, deliberately, and continued pouring long after the cup was full. Tea spilled everywhere. The scholar shouted, "Stop! The cup is full." The master looked up and said, "Just like this cup, your mind is full of your own opinions. How can I teach you unless you first empty your cup?" Have you emptied your cup lately? Using your mind doesn't mean stuffing it with knowledge, it means freeing it to see clearly. We confuse intellect with insight. But insight requires space. It requires silence. It is in the pause between thoughts where wisdom lives. So practice being empty. Not in a way that is hollow, but in a way that is ready to receive. In Buddhist teachings, there is a lesson called the 2 arrows. When something painful happens, that is the first arrow. It strikes all of us: loss, failure, rejection. but the second arrow is optional. That is the suffering we add with our mind, rumination, guilt, fear, resentment. We cannot always avoid pain, but we can stop shooting ourselves with that second arrow. The wise mind knows, this is pain, but I will not suffer more than I must. Watch how often your mind picks up the second arrow. Learn to say, this is the first arrow, I will feel it, and I will let it pass. This is how we begin to use the mind instead of being used by it. In my early days as a monk, I once sat beside a lake high in the Himalayas. I stared at the water, confused by my turbulent thoughts. An elder monk approached and said, "The mind is like this lake. If you stir it constantly, it remains cloudy. But if you let it settle, clarity will return." And it did. Clarity is not something we force. It is something we allow. Meditation is not an escape. It is a return. It is the art of watching your thoughts as if watching clouds drift across the sky, without grabbing onto them, without chasing them, just watching. What happens when the mirror is still? It reflects everything perfectly. What happens when your mind is still? It reflects truth. Your mind is powerful. It can imagine a better world. It can solve problems. It can write poems and build cities. But if you let it become your master, it will turn even peace into conflict. So let it serve you. Like a lantern in a cave, not a fire out of control. Practice. Begin each morning with a question. Who is thinking this thought? Ask yourself in moments of anger, what is this thought protecting me from? At night, reflect, which thoughts helped me grow today? Which ones drained me? In time, you will see, the mind is not your enemy. It is your tool, your compass, your lamp. But like all tools, it must be held with care. Let us sit together for a moment. Close your eyes. Feel your breath, not with your thoughts, but with your presence. Let the world be as it is. Let your thoughts be like birds in the sky. Notice the space between them. That space is peace. That space is you. Thank you for walking with me today. May your mind be your ally, not your captor. And may you remember, wisdom doesn't live in the storm of thought, but in the quiet after it. If this talk brought you closer to peace, I invite you to carry its message forward. Not just in your mind, but in your actions. in how you listen, in how you live. Until next time, be well, be free, and be still.